Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. I'm going to do a yesterday, today, and tomorrow reading. And this time the subject is going to be Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. Did a quick little read on his wiki just to kind of get a little background on him. He was born on Christmas Day in 1971. His father was Prime Minister for Canada. His parents divorced, I guess, when he was 5 and his dad got custody. But that was roughly at the same time that his dad's prime ministry ended. And as the Wikipedia said, the parents learned to co-parent and have visitation rights, and they got along. That's great. That's amazing. Not everybody gets that out of their parents. He got his education. Got a degree in literature. He was teaching secondary school, which I believe is high school for us in the States. And then basically started working for a nonprofit, got active in politics. And the next thing you know, he's the youngest prime minister, or one of the 2 youngest prime ministers ever elected in Canada. And that was in 2013, I believe. 2015. He was the leader of the Liberal Party in 2013. And I guess in 2015, when he got elected, there was a huge gain in the House for the Liberal Party. They were like the 3rd largest party, and they gained like 150, 160 seats. So they became a force. He's been reelected, I believe, twice now. And he's, for entertainment purposes only, women find him extremely attractive. Was it Malala? Malala, the young woman in I think it was Afghanistan that was shot, or Afghanistan or Pakistan, but was shot on a bus because she was being outspoken for girls being educated. Now she won a Nobel Peace Prize, and she's an acclaimed speaker. There's a fabulous YouTube video of her relating the story, how she was telling her friends how she was going to get this award in Canada, and none of them cared about that award. They just wanted to know about Justin Trudeau and what he was like. And it's just like Justin Trudeau's laughing, and his wife's just, oh, I don't believe it. Her too. So he chose a very handsome package to experience this lifetime in, and don't doubt for a second that was on purpose, because it allowed him to get into the position he's in. So, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, Justin Trudeau. Let's find out what one of his life lessons was in this lifetime, and how that has challenged him in the past, how it's currently challenging him, and how it will challenge him into the future for entertainment purposes only. Okay, Queen of Wands. This is the central challenge that we're going to discuss here is taking action. But it's also kind of wise action. This is thinking before you move. This is looking off into the distance. Like, okay, I've got to have a plan here. And it's like a fair, just way of taking action on things. And again, you got the black cat here that is going to impart some wisdom as well as some grace. Okay, so these are his past cards, the challenges that he's had in the past. Current challenges. I'm trying to take out the reversals because these cards are tiny and they flip all over the place. Can you see those? You can't see those. Let me move them up. Lift that up so you can see it. And in the future. Then overall. Let's see. Get that down there. And then underneath is the Page of Wands. So we have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So you can, it's this underlying youth, this adventure, this coming forward with a message, and a new way of doing things. When I took my classes with Lena Rodriguez, she wanted me to name the court cards. And the Page of Wands for me was Teddy Roosevelt. And you think of Teddy Roosevelt as somebody. Actually, no, I take that back. It was Jack London. Jack London. He was a man of many trades. He was just experiencing life and everything that life had to offer, and there was no offer he wasn't willing to experience. Teddy Roosevelt was my Knight of Wands because he was a man of action. So underneath this all is this youthful desire to go out and experience things. And I think with that youthful outlook, he then comes with a mature outlook on how to go about things. When he's by himself, it might be youthful, but when he's looking out for the country, it's a more powerful one. And I will say that with the Queen of Wands, it's a feminine energy. It's a divine feminine energy. It's going forward with compassion and empathy and love and support and all the wonderful traits that a feminine energy brings to the table. So that's that's why he's not a knuckle-dragging, mouth-breathing Neanderthal. That's not who he is. I think you've probably heard the term ladies' man versus a man's man. He would be a ladies' man because he does the things that ladies find attractive. One way to put it. Okay. In the past, Four of Cups. He's been handed things that he doesn't want to do, compromises he has to make, or decisions he doesn't want to do. So it involves the government. And I don't think it's necessarily his election to power, although you could say that. I think maybe he was eager to get into power, but once he's in there, when you've got, there's 4 political parties in Canada, you probably have your Conservatives, your Liberals, and a Green Party, and I'm sure there's something else in there too, and everybody from Quebec, this Montreal area. Constant things where there's compromise. He can't necessarily do what he wants to do. But he's always looking. He's always searching. He's trying, I think, to find the answer or find the agreement that he can get enough people to on board to do what he needs to do. I don't know if he was a minority governor or minority prime minister or not, but he has to go forward and constantly seek out. Again, it's with the government and it's with sudden endings. I think the minute he got into office, probably the Conservative Party has been trying to knock him out of office. I know that when he first ran, I have friends in Canada, and they were discussing, Jay in particular was discussing how the person he was running against, I don't think it was Rob Ford, but the person he was running against was just basically mocking Justin Trudeau, that he was a young kid who didn't know anything, but he had really nice hair. Trudeau got elected, and I think it really toppled the establishment. It toppled the Conservative Party, and they've been trying to topple him back since then. But yeah, so that's what he's had in the past. It's just a lot of compromise and a lot of deals that he needs to do. Current situation is temperance. It's integration. It's taking everything these cups from the past and then taking the best ones and mixing them together. This could be in the form of making deals with other groups, taking different programs, and trying to create something new out of things that are already established. There's a bend towards justice, probably social justice, for either minorities or for poorer people, a more fair Canada, as it were. And I think probably what he's up against, the reason why he wants the justice, is there are people who are really greedy and they steal. Bribery, people who aren't acting ethically, and having to constantly deal with scoundrels and trying to strengthen justice so that the scoundrels are held in check, so that programs that could benefit all Canadians are being implemented. That's probably what he's challenged with right now. In the future, it's going to be group work. Whether he's still the prime minister or leaving the prime minister position, he's still going to be instrumental in getting work done, either behind the scenes or with other groups behind the scenes, but he's still going to be contributing to society. There's a feeling of being trapped. And it might be, again, if he's still the prime minister, is that his party just doesn't have enough political clout to get stuff done. And then he's put into awkward positions. And he can't do everything he wants to do because he's tied to compromises that he needs to make. But, he represents young people and young people's ideas. You know what it is? He's trying to get out of the current thinking of things. The old way of doing things. He wants to bring new ways of doing things. He wants to bring new ideas. The Generation Z and the ideas of what they want for a better society. He wants to champion those. And I'm assuming that he's probably still this will be happening when he's still the prime minister, because you have the emperor card here. So he's still in some position of authority to do that. And I think he wants to work with these young groups to champion their ideas and get out of this situation where he's stuck. The overall spiritual energy is the Ace of Swords. Get an idea, get a truth, and then champion that truth. Okay. So he's been given the sword of truth, the sword of justice, that he can go forward and bring justice to society, especially, here's your justice card here, to integrate that society, bring justice to that society, bring justice to young people so that they're fully engaged in the government. And you want the government engaged from the top to the bottom. You want not just the older citizens voting. You want older citizens. You want middle-aged citizens. You want young citizens all out there voting. That wealth should be spread out amongst all the members in the Canadian society. It shouldn't be poor. Young people are poor and old people are wealthy. It should be spread out. They should all have that equal opportunity. And when social programs, when people are struggling, you help them, because that's justice. That's the sword of justice. Helping people who are down on their luck. You don't have to give them the farm, but give them enough that they can get back on their feet, and then they can earn the rest of it. They have to have a little bit of skin in the game, but this is showing that empathy and that compassion. And then having the drive to do it, to grind it forward. You got your idea, you've got backing and support, it's about empathy and compassion, and you've got the drive and the will to do it. So, in the end, Justin, he has good ideas. He wants to see a better Canada, and he will have a number of challenges and roadblocks put up in his way, but he has the sword of truth. So he will overcome, as long as he perseveres with the chariot, as long as he perseveres, he will overcome. And I truly do think he will go down as one of the finest prime ministers in Canada. Now, I have friends in Canada who are conservative and they don't much care for him. But I'll tell you what, given the corruption that we went through with the Trump administration, man, oh man, I'd trade him in a second. Matter of fact, I'd trade him for most of the presidents we had, with maybe a notable exception of Barack Obama. But that's my reading on Justin Trudeau. Lovely reading. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it insightful. And, leave comments, give it a thumbs up, do all the YouTube-y stuff. Thank you for watching my videos and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.